Over 600,000 Americans died in the war between the states as brother fought brother to determine the fate of the country.
I was there in the winter of '64, where we camped in the ice at Nashville's door. 300 miles our trail had led, barely had time to bury our dead. When the Yankees charged and the colors fell, Overton Hill was a living hell. When we caught a treat, it was almost dark. Died with a grape shot in my heart. Say a prayer for peace, for every fallen sun. Set my spirit free. Let me lay down my gun. Sweet Mother Mary, I'm so tired, but I can't come home till the last shot's fired. At Five Forks we could see the end. These broken army would never mend. They fought with courage on Danville's hills, surviving on little but water and wind. They never lost courage, they never lost fight. Towards Appomattox they moved in the night, and the generals met to put an end to war, and brother found brother together once more. Say a prayer for peace, for every fallen sun. Set our spirits free. Let us lay down our guns. Sweet Mother Mary, we're so tired, but we can't come home till the last shot's fired. Till the last shot's fired. Till the last shot's fired. Till the last shot's fired.
The peace achieved in April 1865 at Appomattox, Virginia, ended the conflict and allowed America and the Army to continue moving ever westward. American soldiers, among them African Americans known as Buffalo Soldiers, led the way.
We just got back from a rough run up in the mountains. Escorted 250 settlers all the way to Tucson. Got hit hard by Apache on the way back and lost more than a few men. My best friend here in the troop was one of them. Soldiering out here ain't easy. Scorching hot days, brutally cold nights, beef jerky and canteen water for the daily rations. But we all joined up for the chance at a better life and to serve our country. We're helping open up this great land. No matter how tough the conditions are, we're proud to be in the cavalry, proud of this uniform.
America's small frontier army would evolve into a larger and more complex fighting force that would first appear on the world stage in the Spanish-American War. Then, in 1917, the Army was called upon to deploy massive formations overseas to defeat the armies of the German Kaiser in World War I. This year, as we commemorate the centennial of America's entry into the war, we recall the vicious trench warfare that raged across the battlefields of Western Europe, where American soldiers stood side by side with our allies, bringing about a victory in what became known as the Great War. Sergeant Alvin C. York, one of the war's great soldiers and recipient of the Medal of Honor, reflected on what was accomplished.
There are those who ask, you fought to make the world safe for democracy. What did it get you? Well, let me answer them now. It's not important what I got personally, but what we, as a nation and an army, achieved. By joining with our allies and gaining victory in this here war, we won a lease on liberty, but not a deed to it. We fought for the right of people to be free. Americans have always fought for that right. If we've stopped, then we owe the memory of George Washington an apology. For if we stopped, then he and his men wasted their time at Valley Forge. Liberty and freedom and democracy are prizes awarded only to those people who fight to win them, and then are ready to keep fighting eternally to hold on to them.
General of the Armies, John J. Pershing, founded the United States Army Band in 1922 in order to emulate the European military bands he heard while commanding the American Expeditionary Forces in World War I. Today, almost a century later, the Army Band continues to play an important role in events of national and international significance, staging performances in the national capital region and around the globe. We now welcome the United States Army Band, Pershing's Own.